Namaste. It's Jackie. I welcome you to your yoga practice today. So please take a moment and get yourself situated. If you have a yoga mat, you can set that out on the floor and get what you need. Maybe you like a blanket to pad your knees or your neck when you come to lie down. Maybe you turn off your phones, turn off your computers, close the door of the room that you're in. Give yourself a little time. We need a lot of self-care these days, so give yourself a little bit of time. We're going to start our practice today in standing. Been a lot happening in the world in the last few days, and we're going to do kind of a little shaking, a little bit of shaking it off kind of practice. So you can just begin by moving your hands a little bit. Just start to shake. And let's take a few breaths. Big inhale, and when you exhale, let out a little big sigh through your mouth, and just keep kind of shaking things. Big sigh. It's any kind of jiggling and shaking that feels nice for you. And then continuing with our kind of shaking it off, we're going to step the feet out about shoulder width apart. We're going to start with a little small swinging. So have your elbows bent. Think about moving your rib cage. And what I'd like you to do is let your head turn with your shoulders and just scan the room. Just scan the space with your eyes, and you catch, go slow and just see what you notice. Any color, any light, just letting your eyes scan the space that you're in. So this back heel might be rocking up off the floor, and we're just going to let the arms start to swing, so you can let your arms hang and let the movement be a little more floppy. You can continue to turn your head and turn your eyes. This is a nice movement, especially in the morning, but any time of the day to shake things off, especially if you've been watching the news. It's good to come back to our parasympathetic. We want to get out of that sympathetic activation, which I can certainly feel in myself these days, a little holding, a little agitation, and these practices are helping us move back to that parasympathetic state. A little more homeostasis. So we do these things for our body, but we also do these things for our mind. So keep swinging. You can let your hands wrap around and tap. You might still be breathing through your mouth a little bit. All right, and then come to standing. And we're going to do just one more kind of shaking movement, and that's a little bouncing. So I'm just going to let my knees be soft, and I'm going to let my hands and knees, so if I'm kind of shaking. Now, another way you can do this if you have pretty happy feet and ankles is to let your heels come up off the floor, and you can bounce, and it makes things kind of jiggle, and you might add a little hum. So humming, any of that sound that comes out that you feel that vibration in your palate and in your skull. It sends some calming messages to your vagus nerve and does also help with that parasympathetic activation. Now standing tall. So take a moment. We're going to shrug the shoulders on the inhale. Big sigh on the exhale. Do that one more time. Big inhale. And exhale. So these little things you can do any time of the day. If you feel yourself getting a little too wound up, a little stressed, just get up, shake it out, put on a song, dance around a little bit. So we're going to start some movement now where we coordinate with our breathing. So inhale, let your arms float up over your head, big breath in. Then on your exhale, lower your arms, lower your eyes, breathe through your nose. Big breath in. So let your breath guide your movement. So it's fine if you're breathing a little slower than me. Exhale down. It's fine if you want to breathe a little faster, if that feels more comfortable for you. And then some movement here. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this little half sun salute from standing with your feet hip width apart. Again, inhale your arms out to the side and up. Now on the exhale, as the arms float down, we're going to bend the knees like chair pose and just bring your hands to touch your lap, your legs. Keep your knees bent here, and on the inhale, lift your chest, look forward at the horizon. And on the exhale, a little deeper bow. You can keep some bend in your knees. You can let your head lower down. And then pushing through your feet, inhale your arms out to the side and rise all the way up. Big breath in. And exhale your arms down. We're going to repeat that a couple more times. So inhale, arms up. Lower your arms on the exhale, hands to your lap like you're coming to chair pose. And inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bow deeper. Inhale, push through your feet, sweep your arms out to the side, rise all the way up. And lower your hands on the exhale. And one more time. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, hands down. Let your hands touch your lap and bend your knees. Stay on your inhale, just lift your chest, look at the horizon. Exhale, belly in as you take a deeper bow. And then arms out to the side, inhale back up. Exhale, arms down. And then a little jiggle shake. Shake that off. And then take a moment to inhale your arms out to the sides. And what we're going to do on the exhale is a little hug. So I'd like you to kind of touch opposite shoulders and maybe even tuck your chin, a little bow here. And then inhale, maybe you noticed which hand you had on top. And we're going to exhale and take the little bow. Inhale, lift. Keep switching. We're going to do two more. So exhale, switch the way you're stacking up your hands. Inhale. And then a little hug. And just stay here. And a little rocking hug. You might pat yourself on the shoulder. Maybe you'd like to do like really a little deeper hug if you want to get into your shoulders and your shoulder blades a little bit more. You might feel a stretch down the muscles of the spine, along the spine in the back. All right, and then take a moment to shake that off. So we're going to take a few, incorporate that little hug into our Warrior One pose today. So please step your feet so that the right foot is forward in front of your right hip, and the left foot is back in line with your left hip, and you have your feet a comfortable distance apart. And then take an inhale here and bend your front knee. Make sure that knee is over your heel here. You feel like you've got about the right distance for your body today. And on the exhale, as you straighten that front leg, just touch your belly. Get a sense of that, a little abdominal engagement on your exhale. And then inhale. Might let your hands float back. Exhale. All right, so we're going to do that with our little hug. So bend your knee, inhale, let your arms float back. And on your exhale, as you straighten the leg, bring your hands around and cross them, and you could tuck your chin a little bit here. And then inhale, bend your knee, sweep your hands back. You can push your chest forward. And then exhale, maybe cross your hands the opposite way. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, maybe your arms are a little higher. That's fine. And exhale, little hug. And we're just going to hold the little hug. And you can straighten that front leg a little bit, maybe a little rocking. And then let your hands come down, bend your knee, and keep the front knee bent and inhale your arms up. On the exhale, lean forward a little bit so that your upper body is in line with your back leg, and then sweep your arms all the way down. This is still exhale. And staying here on the inhale, just sweep your arms back up. See how that feels for your shoulders. Exhale. If you like the movement we did in the other variation, you can sweep your hands back and then maybe forward or up. Exhale, down. Maybe like cactus arms here. What's helpful for your shoulders? Exhale down, and then we're going to lift the arms up and hold, and we're still in this kind of leaning forward. It's like a little bit of momentum toward the front leg. And then on your exhale, bring your hands down, step your feet together. Give that right leg a little shake. We'll shake and jiggle a little bit. All right, take a moment in standing to check in. So stand tall, maybe even closing your eyes for a moment, and get a sense of how you feel, even after Just these few minutes. How do you feel now? All right, and then we'll do the warrior one sequence on the other side. So we're going to take the left foot comfortably forward and the right foot back. Again, we'll do a test bend in that front knee. So you want that knee right over your heel. You can decide how wide you want to have your feet. Maybe you feel a little off balance today. You'd like them a little closer. On the exhale, as you extend the leg, remember we're hugging in the abdomen. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to inhale, bend the knee, sweep your hands low, back and wide, push your chest forward. And on the exhale, here's our little hug. So you're just going to cross your hands over your chest, maybe bow your head. Bend the knee, inhale, sweep the hands back. Exhale, if you can remember, cross your hands the opposite way from what you did the last time. Inhale, you can lift your arms higher if you like. Exhale, crisscross. One more, inhale. Exhale, extend the leg, cross your arms. We're going to hold the hug for just a moment. Maybe, again, a little rocking here. If it feels nice for you to tuck your chin. All right, now inhale, bend your knee, sweep your hands out, and then lean forward so that your upper body is in line with your back leg, and keeping the chest forward, inhale your arms up. Exhale, arms down. So you could do the sweeping back. You could go way back, spread your fingers. Inhale up. Maybe you like cactus arms here. That would be fine. Exhale down. See what your shoulder's like. Inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, maybe you're kind of shaking things off as you swing your hands back. And then inhale, lift your arms and stay. So a nice smooth breath. And again, there's a little bit of momentum toward the front leg. I'm leaning forward. And then exhale, bring your arms down, step your feet together, give everything a little jiggle shake. We're going to swing just a little bit after those warrior poses. Feel free to turn your head, breathe through your mouth. All of these things help with our stress response. All right, and then we're going to come to all fours here. So we're going to come down to the floor onto hands and knees. I'm going to use a blanket to pad my knees. You can get whatever is helpful for you. And once you get to all fours, we're going to stack the joints up. So hands under your shoulders, hips over your knees. Now inhale here, lift your chest. Now begin to draw the navel in so you feel your back round, and then sink back to child's pose, letting your elbows touch and your hips fold back, head bows. Glide back up on your in-breath to tabletop. You can even kind of pull your hands towards your knees. Exhale, navel draws in as you round back. Inhale back up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Do that one more time. Exhale back, and if you like, you can stay here, maybe letting your hips woggle a little bit. You could rest on your elbows. You could rest your head on your hands or widen your knees. A few breaths here. And then please push up, and we're going to stand up on the knees. So for this part, if you want to add more padding under your knees, you're welcome to do that. You can certainly do this standing on your feet if this isn't appropriate for you to stand on your knees. So inhale, your arms out to the side and up. How does it feel in this position? And on your exhale, bend your elbows, hug them back and down. Feel your chest open so your shoulder blades are hugging together. And then inhale your arms back up. Exhale. Just bend your elbows. You could tuck the chin here a little bit, a little lengthening on the back of the neck. Inhale up. Now this time as you bend your elbows, turn your chest to one side. As you inhale, come back to the center, lift your chest, lift your arms, and then exhale, turn to the other side. Inhale, center. Don't turn, just bend your elbows, exhale. Tuck the chin if you like. Inhale, and we'll do the turn to each side. So maybe you turn the opposite way first, exhale. Inhale. One more to the other side. Inhale. And then without the turn, one more time. Exhale. So inhale your arms all the way up. And on this exhale, bring your arms down, and you can circle your shoulders and move your neck a little bit. And then we're going to go back to all fours, and we're going to incorporate that. This is called lightning pose, where you lift your arms up. So we're going to put that together with our child's pose. So please come to hands and knees. Take an in-breath, lift your chest. Exhale, navel in as you fold back to child's pose, which probably feels kind of good after what we just did. And then inhale, glide back up to all fours. Okay, so this time exhale back to child's pose. So the back rounds a bit as you go back. And on the inhale, we're going to lift up onto our knees. So reach your arms forward, lift your chest, come all the way up. And on the exhale, go all the way back down to child's pose with as much control as you can. Bow down. Now inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. And again, we're going to lift all the way up to the sky. So lift the arms, lift the chest. Exhale all the way back down to child's pose. One more time to tabletop on the in-breath. Pull the belly in as you fold back. Lift up. Feel your back muscles supporting you as you rise. Smoothly down to child's pose. And then rise to tabletop. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're going to lift up to downward facing dog pose now. So tuck your toes under, firm arms, and then you can lift your hips up and pedal out your legs in any way you like. So how does that feel now? Turning the head side to side. So you might still be doing some releasing breath, letting out a sigh, or some of you know I like a little silly sound called horse lips, and you can do that too. So you're welcome to hold downward dog a little longer. If you feel like you'd like to come down to child's pose here, feel free to do that as well. And then please come down to your knees. And for this last part, we'll be lying on our back. So you can make that transition onto the back here. Feel free to prop up your neck. Sometimes people like a little support under the neck for lying down. And once you've come onto all fours, we're going to draw the knees up into the chest. So you can pick your feet up one at a time and do some rocking here. You may find it nice to circle your ankles, circle your wrists. And again, it's a time you could shake if you like. Throw a little tantrum, shake things off. You could do your humming again. Sounds are helpful. Maybe you have some music that really helps you to let go. You could try that too. All right, please lower your feet to the floor. For now, you can just have your knees bent. If you like having the feet a little bit apart and the knees touching, you can do that. We're going to inhale the arms up over our head to the floor behind. A little bit like what we did standing on our knees. Exhale down. Big inhale. Feel the breath in your chest as you reach the arms up. Exhale. Belly in as you lower your arms. And inhale. Exhale. All right, so for the next part, we're going to do some movements with our legs, and we're going to focus on, again, the breath, but we're going to let the exhales start to get a little longer. And when we're trying to settle, when we're trying to get the central nervous system to slow down, longer exhales are helpful. So we tend to like hold the breath and hold and forget to exhale. So we're going to try to focus a little bit on our exhale. So just pick your feet up off the floor, bring your hands to your kneecaps. As you inhale, just lengthen the arms so the knees rock away a little bit. And on your exhale, all we're going to do is bend the elbows so the knees come closer to your belly. See how long your exhale is comfortably. And then inhale, extend the arms, big breath. Slow exhale. Maybe even a little pause at the end of the exhale. So you might feel a nice stretch in your low back. Inhale. One more, exhale. And inhale. The arms extend. So this time when you exhale and bend your elbows, let your hands kind of rest around the back of your legs. And when you inhale, let the legs go up toward the sky. Spread your toes. And then focus on your exhale. As the legs come down, you might hug them toward your belly with your hands. Lightly. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. I'm going to let you explore the possibility of doing this movement progressively, letting the legs widen. So as you inhale, you start to make a little bit wider shape. Exhale. If this tends to hurt your back, especially as the legs get further apart, wider, you can do one leg at a time. So one knee bends as the other leg straightens. And wider if you like. Remember, focus on your exhale. So one more lengthening up. We're going to hold one breath at the top. Hold on the exhale, belly draws in. Maybe spread your toes a little on the inhale, and then exhale, bend your knees and keep them wide, and we're just going to playfully rock here. So some people call this happy baby pose. You can hold on to the backs of the knees to help get a little more sensation in your hips. Some people can even reach up and grab their big toes. It depends on your hip sockets and the length of your arms. If you can do that, you can just playfully kick your legs side to side. Okay, I'm going to say a joke. So this is called happy baby pose, but one of the other names for the pose is wind relieving posture. So beware. Okay, and then you can bring your hands down and give your hands and your feet a little shake and let your feet come down to the floor. And we're going to do the windshield wiper twist here. So situate your hips and shoulders so you're comfortable and walk your feet all the way out to the edges of your mat, or even wider if you're tall. Usually this feels better for the hips if the feet are pretty wide. So now still focusing on your exhale, just while your knees are up, take an inhale. And on your exhale, just explore letting your knees go to one side. And when your inhale happens naturally, let the knees come up. And then a slow exhale to the other side. See if you can even pause for a second at the end of the exhale. So inhale happens naturally and the knees rise up. And then exhaling through the nose as you go to the side. So if you feel discomfort in your hips or your knees, inhale up. You can let the movement be just not so big. You don't have to go so far over to the sides. It's a nice movement to focus on the breath because it's really simple. If you like, you can turn your head in the opposite direction, and you might be kind of scanning the space. Inhale up and exhale. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, you could close your eyes here. For some people, that's not actually helpful to close the eyes. So if you start to feel anxious closing your eyes, just let your eyes stay open. You can just look around. Then the next time your knees come up to the center, pause and walk your feet in so that they're hip width apart. Line your heels up with your hip bones and bring your hands palms down by your sides. And we're going to do the bridge pose here. So you want the spine even, and this includes your neck. So look toward the ceiling. When you get to your next in-breath, push through your feet and let your hips rise. And nice slow exhale to come down. So do that a few rounds. Let the inhale, when it happens naturally, just lift up. You can push your elbows down. Some people like that. And when you get to the exhale, slowly, you might think about your spine rolling down to the floor, one vertebra at a time. Engage the abdomen when your hips touch. Push up on your in-breath. And down on your exhale. So you could go up and down a couple more times, or if you like, you could lift and hold. So if you're ready, you want to lift up, you can hold the pose. You can push your elbows down a little bit more, whatever's comfortable for you. Still nice long exhales. If you're still holding the pose, let the next exhale bring you down. And if you haven't already, you can pick your feet up, draw your knees into your chest, and give yourself a massage. Rocking, maybe making circles with your knees, maybe, again, a little opportunity to shake it off. And then as we shift toward the relaxation part of our practice, I'm going to give you some suggestions here about how to create a feeling of comfort and even safety. So lying still with eyes closed, not comfortable for a lot of people. So you might keep your eyes open. That's always fine. If you are comfortable stretching your legs out flat, you can do that. But support under the knees can often be really helpful, especially if you have low back pain, tight hamstrings. So you can put a pillow, a bolster, put your legs on a chair, all that's helpful. And then some things that I really like is a little weight. So they make those weighted blankets that's, if you have one of those, use that. But like I'll put one of these are pretty heavy blankets, I'll put one over my belly when I'm lying down to feel a little sense of grounding, a little bit of weight there. You can put another blanket on top of you. If you have, some people like a little something on the chest, you see what's helpful for you. You could rest your hands on your belly because it feels kind of safe. So as we settle, we're going to take a couple of breaths with a sigh. So big inhale. And say, and again, an inhale. And then a sigh. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, just let your eyes rest softly on one spot. And I'll close with the same prayer that I've been saying throughout these videos. I might try to let it in a little more deeply today. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we live with ease. May we live in peace. So as you allow your body to rest, as you settle here, see if there's anything you can do to get a little more comfortable. And I encourage you to allow your body to rest for another 5 minutes, even 10 minutes if you have it, or a minimum of 12 breaths if it's hard for you to lie still. I wish you peace. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.